Sailing at last. Just going past Barrenjoey Head, heading out towards Box Head in the distance, just under the headsail. Beautiful morning. Westerly at the moment. It should be a nice flat sea. Got Precious up early. 6 o'clock start. Back into the old routine.
Tropicana coffee.
That's it. It should be a nice sail. First whales for the trip. Spotted a bit of a slick on the surface, and up they came. The race is on. Actually spotted some about a mile ahead up near Third Point there too, but they're a bit further away straight into the sun at the moment. Certainly no shortage of whales around this year. Beautiful morning there. Got a double reef main at the moment coming out of the Hawkesbury. There was a fair bit of breeze on, just funneling out of there, so we put a reef in. We ended up putting 2 in, but it's backed off a bit now, so once we're around Third Point we'll harden up a little bit, check it out. We might shake one out. We're still doing like 6 knots, so we're happy enough. Too slow was I? Looks like it. Oh, that's a nice one. Hard one. The only problem with westerlies, huh? They're a little bit gusty. You have to be happy with this conditions, huh? Look at it, it's just magnificent. 13 knots of breeze, odd little gust. Hey, here they are, look, Frankie. They're all over us, on one side and on the other. Very good. What say you, Precious?
Yeah. Huh? We didn't see whales for months.
Last time we left in February. Last time it was months and months and months. We saw one basically as soon as we got in Broken Bay. Just going past beautiful north of Oka where we live. So Boca down the southern end of that beach. And just up to the north is the Skillion. Prominent looking headland there, sloping up, and then Terrible Beach. God's country. Bit cool. Too busy looking out the side, and then looked on our transom, there's a couple right behind us there. This is a whale tail. And we've also got some out the side. We're totally surrounded on 3 sides by them. And I did see some up in front at one stage, so this is Whale Central. We feel like part of the pod. Too many whales, huh? Like speed bumps. Just coming past Nora Head now, making very good time. Just looking back towards the entrance. Pumpkin's back in her usual position. That didn't take you long. Actually, it's a bit surprising. It took you longer than I thought it would, but all good. We're romping along. Doing about 7.5, 8 knots, about 15 to 18 knots of breeze. Flat sea, just out off Nora Head at the moment. Got the clears up, so we're out of the wind altogether. It's beautiful. Beautiful sailing. So we've got a bit of an AIS situation. Closest point of approach, 200 meters. Time to the closest point of approach, 36 minutes. So 21 meters is a little close for comfort. We'll see how he goes, see if he slows down to anchor at all. Probably on his way into Newcastle. Newcastle over here. Definitely keep an eye on that one. Okay, so we got a game of chicken going on here. We called up this boat. It's the Hokuriku Maru. And we're on an absolute dead collision course with him, so I've decided that despite the fact he told me to hold my ground, I'm going behind him. I'm going to come away 25 degrees and just make sure I take his transom. We can't come away too much more with the breeze we've got, but better, I'd much rather go behind him than in front, I think. So he called us up just to confirm that's what we were doing, and it's all happy days, so it should be pretty good there now. Okay, so it looks like crisis averted. It's crossing our bow now. It's all looking a bit closer for comfort. When your closest point of approach is 23 meters, that's not real good. Anyway, we've probably got at least half a mile on him now, so I couldn't hit him from here if I tried. So we're back on course again. Heading for the just outside the Port Stephens light. And steering going on. The whales in the area, trying to dodge them. Got an area up here near Port Stephens light. Always has a lot of fish traps around it, so got a bit on. It's only a little short sea, but it's quite tricky to steer in. The autopilot was struggling a fair bit, so just going to have a little hand steer for a bit. 22 knots of breeze. Just hit a 10.8 a second ago. Good fun. Don't mind a little bit less breeze. 16. That'd be nice. Certainly like a little bit flatter water, but that's stop and bite for you. Especially in the west. Wow, what a day. Pretty stressful first day. Plenty of breeze. We've had up to about 23 knots. You can see now we're closing in on the coast here at Port Stephens. Just coming right in onto the shore. We finally found a bit of flatter water. So we've been out pretty deep out in the middle of a visitor, a couple of them. As I was saying, it's been a busy day. We got out in the middle of Stockton Bight there a little bit in this westerly, probably at 20 knots most of the time, up to about 23. Started getting pretty rolly out in the middle there, so rather than just beeline straight at it, we ran along the 50 metre line off Newcastle, and we've just headed over towards the shore here over near Anna Bay. just to get out of the swell a little bit of wind chop more than anything, but it's definitely flattened out now. It's just having a little hand steer while Precious was downstairs putting on our dinner. Hey?
Yeah,
Good job.
Like going downstairs.
Yeah, you'll be alright. First day out. So anyway, we thought we'd get our dinner and that done. By the time we get up around the corner up here at Point Stevens Light up ahead, we should get some flatter water for a little bit there. We're actually thinking about diving down the inside of Broughton Island, running along the beach just to see if we can keep our breeze but get some nice flat water, because it's so much more comfortable. So we'll see how we go with that. There's some dolphins. Hey, come on up, you come. Give us a look. Oh, don't tell me they've gone already.
I thought they looked like one looked like it was going under us. It just popped up there. See over there?
They're being shy. Up you come. Hey dude, come up again. His mate's right behind him. Come on in, you come. That's cool.
They're under for a while.
Aren't they? Yeah. It's like that one we used to have up in Brisbane waters. It used to like to swim along next to you in the back of the boat, not up on the bow. Very cool. It's just 50 metres alongside us here. Straight into the sun though. A couple of whales popped up. We literally are having to change course to avoid them. They're just everywhere. But I like it. There he is, right beside us here. Nice. Cruising in company with whales. Straight after us. Just coming past the front of Port Stevens. That's the entrance to Port Stevens in there, just to the right of the sun. We've got the islands out the front. And up in the distance, you might be able to make out Broughton Island. We ummed and ahed about going inside Broughton, but I don't think we will. I think we'll just hold our course outside and hope it doesn't get too choppy. What a great first day. I'm just in the process of chowing down into a few sausage rolls and pies when we were rudely interrupted then. Precious is getting some photos for the album.
I can't see them.
I think we've gapped them.
Really?
Yeah, we're going a bit too fast, I think. Anyway, we'll see more, I'm sure. Oh, nice little whale tail there. How about another one? Here we go. Yeah, beautiful. Sunset on day one of Nariki sailing north to Queensland. They're just cruising along beside us, 100 metres off, not a care in the world. Literally everywhere you look, you see blows of whales. This whole bay here just south of Broughton Island. There's just whales everywhere. We just had to steer to starboard for one little group wanting to cross in front of us. I hope they hear us at night. So as you can see, we've survived our first night at sea. Pretty cruisy night. Had breeze right through till about 1 AM, and then we've had to motor since then. So currently just north of Port Macquarie. It's been a pretty cruisy night. Had the sails up the whole time, but haven't been doing too much the last 5 or 6 hours. Just helping us along a little bit. So we've only got about 5 or 6 knots of breeze. This is the wind up here. And about 7 knots of boat speed with the motor running. So how was your first night on Nariki at sea? How would you describe it? Cold? Yep. It was a bit chilly.
It's chilly.
But you got your nice blanket on there, so...
My Tweety bird
blanket, yep. With the clears up though, it's pretty well protected, wasn't it? And it's not like you're getting breeze in, it's just cool air.
There was breeze coming in.
A little bit
under
there.
The edge.
Yeah, a little bit there. But
cool.
You need a little bit of breeze.
Yeah.
But generally it was a pretty good night, wasn't it? Blew pretty hard for the first part of it. And about 1 o'clock we lost our breeze. Just off for, I think we're down around about Crowdy Head. We're motoring since then. But now we've got about 9 knots of breeze, you can probably see on the plotter here. And we're doing 7.5 knots through the water, so absolutely hammering. It's just a nice angle. It's about, I think it's around about 60 degrees. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we're down to 60 there now. 70 or 80 maybe. Yeah, so it's a beautiful angle for us, just reaching along here. So we're hammering. We're hoping to be up in Coffs by about, I reckon about 3 o'clock we should be there. So we're smoking along here. Nice flat ocean. It's just a little bit of swell, but we're in quite close. It's westerly blowing, so nice and flat. Managed to dodge the whales last night. We didn't hit anything, so that was good. There were so many whales down around Port Stephens there, but around between Port Stephens and Seal Rocks, you couldn't look anywhere without seeing some whales spouting. But haven't seen one yet this morning. We'll keep our eyes out. So it's going to be another cracker day though. Very nice out there. Just coming past the front of Hat Head at the moment. Nice little breeze still. 14-15 knots. Just what we want. Looking up at Smoky Cape over in the distance there. Things are going nicely. Just looking back there towards Hat Head. South back towards Port Macquarie. Probably hear our wind gear going in the background. Got the wind generator cranking, trying to top the batteries up. A little bit noisy, probably old bearings, but seems to be doing a bit of a job, so all good. There's Smoky Cape just looming in the distance there, not too far away now. And you might even spot a couple of whales just below the outside tip there. A couple of little blows there. There she blows. Never seen so many whales as this trip. Just everywhere. Which is absolutely awesome. As long as you don't hit one. So far so good. They seem to be able to stay out of our way. Certainly last night we had no chance of seeing them. It was pitch black last night. But we didn't hit anything. Just coming down the inside of Fish Rock there. Much nicer than the last time we come past here. It's drizzly and overcast. So here's our navigation setup. You can see we're sailing along a route here. We've got a waypoint just on the inside of Fish Rock, which we're about to come up to now. We've also got a fish finder on this plotter, which is great when you're anchoring, to be able to tell what you're anchoring on top of. Out here is where we are. There's Fish Rock in the distance there into the sunlight. Absolutely magnificent ocean now. Breeze is just lightening up on us, but we're still sailing. Pretty special. So here we go, we're coming up to our waypoint, 330 metres away. When that waypoint comes up, it's just a matter of hitting a button to acknowledge it, and then we'll go over here to the P70 Raymarine pilot, and we just tell it we're ready for the next waypoint. A few fish just going past underneath us. So P70 and I70 multifunction display. So I think I've got the radius set at about 70 metres, something like that. So once we get down to that 70 metre level just there, we'll probably get a warning to say that we've arrived at the waypoint. Oh, look at that. So we can just leave that and come over here. And then this one says, do you want to turn to the next waypoint? So we did. Next one's off Smoky Cape, as you can see up the top here. Beautiful. I often like to have the speed over the ground and the speed through the water so we can see what the current's doing. So at the moment, there's not too much current difference. It flicks around a lot. Not too much at all, but certainly doesn't look like we're pushing current here. If anything, we've probably got a tad with us, but 9 knots of breeze, 6.9 knots through the water. No substitute for waterline length. So you can see our track here. Been following up here, got to our waypoint. Just taken a little dog leg. That's just basically to get on the inside of Fish Rock. Often if you hit the bricks, as we used to say in the racing days, you'll get out of any southerly set, or minimise it at least. And then when you get up on the other side of these headlands, it's often a good ploy to try, as I was saying, it's often a good ploy to then dive into these bays, and often you'll get a little back eddy here and pick up current going with you, even though the East Australian current's going the other way. Okay, so now it looks like we are pushing a little bit of current. You can see this bottom figure here, speed through the water. It's tending to be a bit higher than the speed over the ground. It does flick around a bit, but when it tends to be higher than that, that usually means that you've got a bit of current against you. And if you look really carefully on the water back here, I don't know if you can see it, but there was a little current line just back 100 metres there. And I'd say that's where the current's just turned direction. We've just picked up a little bit of a a head-on current there. It's notorious for ripping around Hat Head and around Smoky Cape here. It's Fish Rock.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, what was just here? It's just there. Just a little bit glary. Right over the back, they're right in close here. Couple more just over there. They're just everywhere. We really are just part of the migration. It's just hundreds of them. This is SV Amiri. We're just picking up Nola, going for a stroll up Muttonbird Island in the background there. Beautiful day for it. Have a look, it's just absolutely spectacular day. Here's Nariki. Beautiful day. Good on you. Something in there chasing those fish just there now. Haven't seen it pop up if there is. I thought he must have been in there. That's so cool, isn't it? And it's lovely in here, isn't it? Bit chilly now, is it? They're just everywhere, aren't they? Everywhere you look, you see a breach.
Oh, there you go, over there. Open lunch.
Really? What a cracker day, huh? Look at it. Bit hard to make him out there, but here, isn't it?
I wonder if they're picking up any scraps washing off.
Look at all. spots of little bait fish. Oi! Yeah, that was Brim doing that too. Hey.
What, eating?
Yeah, just launched that attack on those little bait fish there. What do they say? Cruising's fixing boats in exotic places. Well, our maiden voyage, we had one problem. We were running the gen set at one stage to try to just charge the batteries at night, and it ran for about 20 minutes and then stopped. So basically we had to pull it apart. It's easier on this particular Yanmar motor to take the water pump right off. So we did that, dismantled it, and that's what we found. That's our impeller. It's supposed to look like that. So we pulled it all apart, managed to find all of the blades, had to go right back to the heat exchanger, found the last couple of blades here, a couple of fragments, but it's all ready to go back together now, so here we go.